Hey, everyone. This is Jane with the Let's Get Loud podcast. How are we all doing, everyone? Hello, Alicia.
Hello, friend.
I feel like this is filling my need to want to be a radio host.
Oh my gosh, there's not enough hours in the day for all the careers that you would like, ma'am.
I would love so many careers. It's so funny. Yeah, because we were just talking before I pressed play. I'm helping this lady who's in Disney today, and she is definitely taking over my DMs, and I am loving it. I couldn't do that for everyone though. We kind of have like a little relationship, friendship on the side, her and I, but I would love that as a career. Like imagine like, so basically you book me and like, this is the day we're going to Magic Kingdom and like my day is for you. And you know what? That could be a thing because honestly, it is insane the amount of money. Like you can actually book VIP tours where Disney kind of takes over and you're like almost guaranteed all the rides. So like Disney, like it's like, okay, today these other rides and you're like passing the lanes, but it's a bajillion dollars. Like it's, it's actually insane. And people pay that because it's sold out. We tried to do it with my brother and it was sold out. So I'm like,
Wow.
oh, wow. They're selling out their VIP tours.
Yeah.
So that's how you know, huh?
Yeah, that's how you know. I mean, they're Kardashians. What do they do when they go to Disney? You must shut right down.
They must shut it right down. I love that you always think of the Kardashians. One time it was like shut down. You're like, maybe the Kardashians are there.
It was because maybe. Actually, they probably go to the California one.
Yeah, they definitely, they're not in Orlando.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Yeah, they don't take Air Transat direct flight, no. The special package, no. Oh my God.
Before we know it, we're going to be in
Yes, I was just going to say that. Yeah, I know. So you guys, we're actually, and we're going to Florida together. We talked about that last time on our podcast, but yeah, we're heading to Florida quite soon, actually. Okay, so just want to make sure that we talk about the free trial right now. It's going well. Over 100 people joined Your Weight Loss in the last 3 days.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that is amazing. I'm really proud of everyone. I just said that in my story. With Jake's podcast, we really realized that joining Your Weight Loss is not the average decision. It's not the common decision. And what I mean by that, it's not necessarily joining Your Weight Loss. It's wanting that service in your life.
Yeah.
And I think that that's the piece that we're trying to bring to light with society is that this is the type of content, this is the type of service that could really make a difference in one's life. And so for people to actually say, you know what, I'm going to try this out, it's not the common decision. So we're really just proud of people that are giving themselves a shot. And we know that the free trial is definitely something that gives people that like, oh, this is my sign. You know what I mean?
I think so. It's like, if you were looking for a sign, this is it.
Yeah. So you can join our 10-day free trial anywhere. I mean, find us. The link is obviously attached to this podcast, but let's say you're on Instagram or whatever, and you're like, oh, right, they have their free trial. Just press go. 1, 2, 3, go. Don't overthink it. You have 10 free days with us. Take advantage of all the things. Download the freaking cookbook. It's free. And we usually sell it for $27. So right there. Anyways, we really want you to know that this is happening right now. And it's all of February. You have a chance to join for 10 days for free.
There's not much more to say than that. Join for free. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yes. I mean,
it's just like perfect for people that have been creeping. Take the creeping to the next level. Don't put any pressure on yourself. I don't want to put pressure on yourself to lose weight, but I would love for you to create a standard for yourself, an expectation for yourself to take advantage of what we're offering and to watch some videos and to get in our community group, to email team, to look at the templates, print them, like do the things.
You know what I was just thinking, I wrote it down so I don't forget. I think we should get people that joined the 10-day free trial and have like their success stories. Because we have a lot of people that are like, I joined the November free trial in 2021 and I'm still a member and I've lost whatever. I think that would be like kind of a good marketing way to be like, you know, the 10-day free trial can turn into your success story.
I love that. Did you write that on a piece of paper in
a place that
right
like there?
Okay.
10-day free success stories. Yeah, it's right. It's on my piece of paper that I look at every single day.
Perfect.
I think that's good. I can just ask on the group. Yeah. Are you a 10-day free trial success story? You know who is a 10-day free trial success story? Geneviève Marier.
Oh, yes. Wow.
Yeah, lost like over 90 pounds. So she's a 10-day free trial baby. And like, that's like quite special to us. So she's just one example. But I do know a lot of people, and I think we got a lot of people join from other countries as well with our 10-day free trial on TikTok, and with the Queen of Confidence in Australia. I know a few of them, and they're still members years after, you know.
Insane.
So the value of the service, you see the value of the service. Also just sent that email this morning, that blog email about like what's on the inside. We could definitely talk about that just a little bit, but
Sure.
I feel like, you know what? People often say to us, I get so much out of your content, your free content on the internet. And I'm like, there's a difference between taking in content while scrolling and feeling inspired in that moment versus feeling a part of something, having that accountability. It's not the same, you guys. I mean, you're pretending it's the same, but it's just not.
And also like the content that you get on the internet, like no offense, guys. I woke up this morning, poured my coffee and thought, let's talk about coffee on Instagram today. Whereas inside the membership, Jose and I have sat down and said, okay, let's make a course. Let's create a course that we can create video content of everything they need to have a successful weight loss journey. And we poured our energy into this course that we truly believe is everything you need to lose weight and to create literally the life of your dreams, like poured into that. And then the content that we do weekly is not just like, what are we going to talk about today? It's like, okay, let's make it, there's a flow.
There is a flow, and there's a core, like there's a program. Like it's not just, you know, so I understand that first of all, it is content once you're in on steroids versus what's on the internet. It's just the kind of content. So if you're like the content of you just talking about coffee or showing me your sweater is helping me be successful, imagine what's on the inside. And that's just the content piece of it. There's also just the feeling, the actionables, you know, so there's a difference between just being in motion and scrolling and versus just being in action and actually like trying things out to succeed and to get the results you want. So come on the inside. This is the right time. Don't overthink it. Okay. Well, everyone, happy Monday. We are doing, what are we doing? Mom fails or sex confessionals? Like the next two podcasts are really fun, you guys. We're just going to go through what our audience basically sent us because we just don't want to waste this great content.
It was such good content, guys. So, you know, first of all, also, this is our first podcast after the show. So if you guys came to see us in Fredericton, thank you so much. 400 people, completely sold out. It was Moms Gone Wild. You guys were not just drinking glasses, you were drinking bottles. It looked fun.
It looked super fun. And if you came to our Shidyak show, thank you so much for coming. You know, February's been kind of crazy and fun. Like I'm really enjoying, I love just put me on stage. Just put me on a stage with a microphone, please.
That picture that the photographer took of you, and like, what are you even doing in that moment? You're singing along to a song.
Definitely. But I'm like, Jose, you're not a singer. What's happening?
You're Beyonce. Beyonce.
Literally, I am Beyonce mixed with JLo. When you give me a microphone and everyone's looking at me, I turn into this performer. I am literally a performer.
You actually are. And you're actually really good. And I'm just standing on stage drinking my drink.
Oh, it's amazing. Did you see my stories where I'm like, are you a Jose? Are you an Alicia? Because what's happening so right now we're recording after our Fredericton show, but before our Shidyak show. So we don't know what's going to happen in Shidyak and how crazy it's going to be, but we definitely know what the show's about and it's going to be a blast. Like, so guys, we came up with a few games. Okay, so now I can talk about the game because it's already over. Okay, so I've come up with the songs, like I've looked into the love songs that we're going to do, finish that lyric.
Okay.
I also watched the show to be like, what's the way? So the way it works is, you know, to make people feel comfortable because it is the people that go on Finish That Lyric are like singers. Like they're like not singers, like singers, well-known singers, but they are singers in their personal lives. Like they like singing and they're good at it, not like Jose. So I'm like, it is quite, like you're putting yourself on a vulnerable state, you know, where there's no music and just your voice and you're singing Whitney Houston. No, like it's not, c'est pas beau. So the way it works is they're like, oh, I know this song. And they sing before the moment happens. And then they don't know when it's going to be cut. So they keep singing.
Yes.
And then what the DJ is going to do is just turn it down. And then he turns it back up to see if they actually stayed in the right space. That's how it works. That. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll definitely offer that they can do it in pairs. Like you and a friend are doing it together. I think that's better. Or I can be your friend. And I can do it with you.
Pick me.
So I'm really excited. Do you want to know like a few of them? Like basically this is me in my car. Okay. And the music, I'm like going through I'm like, so I'm going to tell the DJ, I don't want to know which one you're playing so that I'm like, ooh, this is a good one. Ooh, like, you know what I mean? So it's like Truly, Madly, Deeply, Savage Garden. Obviously I Will Always Love You, Whitney Houston. Oh, and then Bad Romance, Lady Gaga. I think these songs are just hilarious. Call Me Maybe. When I Was Your Man. Wildest Dreams. Oh my God, too much. Baby Hit Me One More Time. It's just like good. Like it's good. It's good. I don't know how long, like there's so many. So he'll do just like random. Even got Roxette, like must have been love, but it's over now.
It's going to be great. Basically, you
I'm-
just created an opportunity to sing more, to be more on stage with the microphone.
Literally, that's what I did for myself, you guys. So then I thought I'll be the host of that one and I'll be like, you'll just be like doing your thing. And then you'll be the rapid fire question girl. Cause like,
Love it.
ask, yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. And I'll be like in the back with the people and letting them in. Like, I'll like kind of like manage that. I feel like that's more our strengths. You know what I mean?
I would agree.
You would agree. Anyways, there's just like really, it's going to be a time. So I'm pumped to see who's there. It's also like a lot of people that we know.
Yeah.
Like versus Fredericton, there was a lot of people we didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get to the mom fails. We want to give you a big, just an entertain. This podcast is like just entertainment, you guys.
I feel like we're not going to have enough time. Okay. My daughter's first day of junior kindergarten. I put her on the wrong bus and she went to the wrong school. The bus driver even asked her by name. I was just starting a daycare. One of my daycare kids had the same name, but went to the Catholic school in the next village over. Shaved 10 years off my life.
Oh my God.
Junior kindergarten too. Like that's little.
That's little. You just put them in the wrong bus and they're going to their wrong school. They don't know where the fuck they're going. This was on you. That was your job to do that. That is funny. That is bad, actually. That's funny. Oh my God. Okay, next.
Okay, there's some real good sex ones here, guys.
Ooh.
Holy moly. Oh, I've done this one.
Okay.
Forgot to buckle the baby car seat.
Yes.
With my baby in there. Found out on my first turn.
No.
For me, I stopped and the seat just went boop. And then the kids like.
Nah, ben, Peachy, c'est pas dangereux. But we've all done it. I really believe like most humans, or you've done it, you don't know. You know what I mean? Like you never found out.
Oh, there was for sure a moment where I realized the kids' like car seats weren't buckled in. I'm like, how long was this not buckled?
I know. For me, it's like no seatbelt at all. Like just arrived home and Noah's just sitting in his, I'm like, oh, mo, just hang out. Oh my God. So the car seat is buckled to the car, but the child is not buckled to the seat. You know what I mean? That has happened for her.
Yeah, I had the kid buckled, but not the car seat. Not the car seat. To the car.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my God.
So many buckles, so much, like so many responsibilities. Like yesterday, I was like, so we're talking about mom fails, you guys. I just like, it's that piece of like being the parent that I'm like, and so funny because I saw another woman who's 50 and her kids are grown, like 23 and 20, I think. And she's like, you think you're fucking done to be a parent? And then so she points at her husband. She's like, then he's like, where are my ski pants? Where are my mittens? I'm like, I don't fucking know. You're an adult. I am like, why do I need to know where everything is? Like, how is that my responsibility? And I was laughing and I'm like, so true, huh? How we're like, just all the time, like someone needs you. Anyways, Dia didn't want to stop at Sobeys, blah, blah, blah. We stop at Sobeys before dance class because she wanted to be there early, which is just to see her friends early. I'm like, okay, but no, we're stopping at Sobeys. I need to go now. She wanted fruit. And I'm like, I'm not stopping after. Anyways, come out of the car. She's wearing big winter boots. Did you bring your sneakers for dance? Probably not, Noah. And then you're like, oh, this is my job. I'm like, is it though? Like, is everything my job? I brought the water and I'm bringing the child. And I brought all my things to go for a walk. Like I did what I needed to do. Anyways, I just find that part, like, does everyone have everything?
Oh, especially in the winter.
Oh, you tell me stuff.
Oh,
it's so the worst.
Much shit.
Do you ton cache-cou? Do you have your cache-cou and the thing? And do you have your hat, the mittens, the cache-cou, the butt, the like so many things.
Indoor shoes, outdoor shoes. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. Okay, cool. Good talk, everyone. Okay, keep going.
Okay. Locked both kids in the car, picking them up at daycare.
Oh shit.
After I buckled them into their car seats with it running, I had to wait for CAA to come unlock the van for me
No.
while all the other parents are picking up their kids and my kids are losing their mind in the car. I'm sorry, that's the worst part because so many parents are coming and going, picking up their own kids and watching your struggle.
And there's nothing no one can do. Oh, no. Okay, at least the car is running. It's not heat. And just, it's the kids losing their mind. That's funny.
I'm sure
Like,
it was quick. Like it's usually, well, I'm not
Yes.
sure, but usually it's pretty quick.
Yeah, it's not hours, but it's still not 10 minutes though.
No, could be.
Okay.
Okay, when my daughter was little, I watched all the shows around her, and one day she called my husband a whore.
Oh my God, that's funny. Oh
Good.
my God. Okay, I like that. I like that.
Have your kids ever done that? Have your kids ever sworn?
No. You have funny Phoebe stories, right? There's a Phoebe, there's something she used fuck and it was like right at the perfect time. Tell us.
I can't remember. I asked Neil about this because that reminded me of that. And I can't remember the exact thing, but I was upstairs getting ready and I heard her say to Neil, well, I can't play the fucking game then. And I was like, I stopped. And then he like asked her what she said and she said it again. And I was like, it was just so funny because she said it perfect
Yes,
content.
I remember.
Context.
Yeah.
Didn't even slow down, just like went for it.
Oh, yes. No, not yet. Nothing's kind of happened in that sense.
Okay, this is a good one.
See, Jeff doesn't swear. Jeff is not a swearer. He doesn't like swear, honestly. And I'm the swearer, but rarely in front of my kids. If it happens, it's because like you're there and I'm not like talking. I don't swear with Jeff. I would swear with you maybe. And like they're there. But that, yeah. Interesting. Okay.
I'm for sure a swearer,
And,
but I'm not
yes.
like, but I'm the same. I'm swearing if I'm talking to you and my kids are
Yes.
around.
Yes. How do you find about like, what's your opinion? This is like, obviously like, hot topic. What's your opinion on swearing? Like, is that like, are you like, oh my God, this is so bad? Like, clearly not because you do it all the time. Like, not all the time because we do it. We swear. You and I both swear.
For sure. No, for sure. I mean, obviously it's not something that I'm like, I think it's awesome that I swear in front of my kids, but I think
not even in front of your kids, just in general.
Oh, in general, free for all.
Free for all. Okay. I love that. Same.
But in front of my kids, I just is what it is. And it's also, it's important to me that I don't filter everything in front of my kids. Like I do swear in front of my kids, but I also probably talk about other things in front of my kids that people might not either.
Yeah. No, yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes. So like definitely have sworn in front of my kids and Dia's like, mama, like whatever. And then she'll say like, oh my God, someone said fuck today at whatever. And we're like, she's not like the F word. She's just like, someone said fuck. And I'm like, oh yeah. In what context? Why was that person upset? Like, were they excited? Because I do feel like there's a emotion behind using it. So like I obviously we're people that like talk a lot and like have a lot of emotion when we have expression, you know what I mean? So, okay, cool. Good talk. Okay. Keep going.
Okay. This one is good. I could see this happening in your life. When my daughter was around 5, I was putting her to bed and she kept saying she was hungry. I told her she'd be fine and to go to sleep. I then went into the kitchen and fixed myself a slice of yummy pie. She then came into the kitchen and reminded me that I forgot to feed her dinner.
Absolutely. That actually happens on a weekly basis over here where Dia's like, I didn't have lunch. And I'm like, that's on you, boo. Like you need to like, that's why. Okay. Here's the thing. Oh my God. I'm like but we're talking about moms and being a mom, whatever. Oh. So I was doing some of the duos this morning, and one of them is about being a parent. So an obstacle to weight loss is often I'm a parent, just like I'm a parent. So that's hard, you know? And I was like, kind of trying to figure out why is that an obstacle? What part of being a parent is like an obstacle? All of it. But anyways, one of the thing is though, is I think that when they're younger, it's a lot of you're physically needed. When they're older, it's emotionally needed. Now, where I'm going with this is, and vice versa, people could be like, I feel like it's the opposite, whatever. All that to say is that being a parent forever is like a lot. Like, it's just like, you're always like, you have this responsibility. But I hear often people say things like, oh, it gets worse. And that like, it's going to get harder when they're 15, whatever. I'm like, oh my God, there are so many variables of what is harder.
Agreed.
Like, don't say that. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. Like, I think that like it really depends. When you had a 3-week-old, did you own a business and was like no. So when he was a 3-week-old, that was really hard on me and my reality and and also like everyone's like heart is so different.
And everyone's kid is different. Like Alfie was a total
So that was my next
asshole when
thing.
he was a baby. Like,
yes, that was my next thing. Not only are you different as a human being, like what you find difficult depends, and also the fucking kid. Like the kid is different. So like it's not the age, it's the kid. So in my mind, I'm like, no, let's not label every age. Like I hate that. I don't like
let's
that.
not put that negative energy into the air.
Absolutely. Like, and so like someone was like, it was so funny. And I like understand what she was saying. Like we were laughing because I was telling her that Noah was yelling for me at 7:30 a.m., which is like late, but like I was like not ready for him to like yell.
Okay.
Don't yell for me at 7:30 a.m. from downstairs. Like,
Okay.
absolutely not. Like come wake me up, but don't yell mama from downstairs. And so I like wake up. He'll never know that I'm upset. Like, qu'est-ce qu'il y a, mon amour? And I'm very patient, but inside it's a murder scene, you know? So like, I like walk down the stairs. I'm like, qu'est-ce qu'il y a? And he's like, je vais me moucher. Like he wanted me to blow his nose. Like, oh my God. Like you could have just come to there's literally a box of Kleenex beside my bed. Like you could have come and I would have done this with your nose. So I'm like, do not yell for me at 7:30 a.m. Like, don't do that. So we started laughing and she's like, well, sorry to tell you, but when they get older, you don't sleep either because they arrive at 3 a.m. and take a shower. We start laughing. And I was like, oh yeah, when they arrive at 3 a.m. and they take a shower. Like, and then I'm like imagining that, but in my mind, I'm like, but what I want right now is to sleep in the morning, which my teenager would do and not bother me at 7:30 a.m. to blow their nose. They take a shower at 3 a.m., whatever. Like you don't need me. You don't need me. So I don't want people to need me. Anyways, so I'm like, I feel like that's not a big deal. She's like, he just wants you to blow his nose. It's that no big deal. I'm like, but they're taking a shower. You don't have to do anything. You know what I mean? She's like, but you worry about other things. I'm like, I understand, but it really depends on the kid as well. Dia might never take a shower at 3 a.m. It's not like it comes with the territory of having a teenager. So it's just like interesting to me how like, I'm like, it's just everyone's different. Maybe I'll like those ages more than you like those ages, just like you liked your babies and I did not like that. So like, it's different.
It is different.
Okay.
Okay. One more.
Oh yeah. Go for it.
All right. Mom failed, completely forgot to lock our bedroom door. So we are having sex when my 6-year-old daughter walks in. Yep. She saw everything that needed to be seen. The next morning she FaceTimed my mom, my dad.
No, she didn't.
Her marraine to tell them that I seated on Papa's penis.
No, please. This is the best story ever. Oh my God. I'm imagining just the mom and I hope that family's like not open, makes it even of a better story. You know what I mean?
Love that
like
she FaceTimed and told them all.
Yes. Oh my God. That's funny. I love these stories. I think I just love it so much. Wait
till we get to next. We're gonna need a full 40 minutes for the
sex yeah, there's a lot. Okay,
there's a lot. Some good ones.
Okay. Okay, you guys. Well, mom fails are a part of all the things. And dad fails as well. They are also failing at things.
Fails. And you know what? Fails are just fails. Like it's just like we fail. It's okay.
And like, is that a fail? That like, what's wrong with having sex and your kid knowing that you have sex? Like when you think about it, like the fail might be not putting the seatbelt because that's like federal law. But at the same time, like just human. It just shows that like we're just human now.
Doing our best.
Yeah. And there's a part here that is very societal pressure of like, that's a fail because society doesn't want you to do that. Like if your child swears, that's a fail. According to who though? Like, you know, or if your child does this or whatever, I'm like, it's not a fail if your child, like sometimes we're like, oh my God, your kids wake up so early. I'm like, but they're human beings. Like I can't like force them to wake up later. If it's 5:30 a.m. and they're up for the day, they went to bed at 7. Like, I mean, they slept for almost fucking 11 hours. Like, what else do you want me to do with them? But I just feel like that's the fail part. And there's a lot more mom fails in memes and in conversation than dad fails because the list is so like, we have so much on us and I'm just not okay with it. I just find it so much. It's a lot.
You're doing your part to get the message out there that
Yes. I think we need to like laugh. And I think that we need to like switch a little bit of the focus, right? The focus of, because look at our parents that they've also like failed us in some ways in different areas. And they were trying to really hardcore follow societal pressure of what needs to happen and how to raise their children. And I think that times have changed. Times have changed according, like it's not the 80s, you know?
it is not the 80s.
And I think that when I look at, so I'm getting ready for teenage years, and I think that the disconnect, and I've been hearing that a lot from people our age, and I actually like talked about that. I actually like saw a meme this morning. I shared a post from someone that I follow, Kirsten Kobabe, that I'm going to try to get on. I'm going to try to get her on our podcast, because I think a lot of our listeners would connect to her way of like trying to be a parent in this era, in this decade. But one of the slides that I really enjoyed was social media. The one about social media, because when I talk to certain moms that are disconnecting from their teen, see, when they're young, you can still really keep them young, like almost keep them
In your little bubble.
safe from social media, safe from harm, safe from that. But it's coming. It is coming. Your child will have Snapchat. Your child will have Instagram. And so I do believe like, and you shouldn't stop them from that, because it can be such a beautiful space for them. There's so much value in social media. And I think that my opinion is different than other people about social media, because social media is a big part of how I pay my bills and how I, so I'm like, I see value in social media. You can make money on social media in so many different ways, and you can find your passion. You can find your people. You can find, there's so much goodness in social media, but only if you have those conversations. So it was, if you don't create space to learn and listen about social media, we might miss out on understanding what it's like to be a young person today. We might also miss out on opportunities to guide them. And I think you and I, Leash, almost have an upper hand when it comes to social media and our kids. I truly believe that. And I see a lot of moms our age and a little older not being open. Like, I don't have social media. I don't have Instagram. I don't have Facebook. I don't have whatever. And they're missing an opportunity to connect with their kids. And I know that that might be hard, but I truly, to feel or to understand or to believe, but I truly believe that, because I see that disconnect with multiple moms that have talked to me, and they're like, I'm not connecting with my teen daughter, and I'm putting so many boundaries on social media and whatever, and it's not helping us connect. And I'm like, it's because you're so behind on social media, and it's such an important piece of them growing up. Don't fight it.
I mean, you can't fight it. Like, you're actually doing them a disservice if you try. It's like trying to get your kids to grow up without sugar. As soon as they get access to sugar, they're going to lose their mind. They don't know how to manage their own. Like, I do give my kids freedom as of right now on technology. I'm not watching I don't have kids setting on YouTube. I'm not watching what they're watching. We'll see. That might change as they get older, but they know what's right and wrong right now, and like giving them autonomy. I've always done that with my students. I try and do that with my children, and just giving them permission and helping them to be critical thinkers and to make their own choices. I don't know. I mean, we will see, but like, I just think that it's so important that we show the other side of it as well.
And I think it's just more, if you're closing off opportunities for conversations.
Absolutely.
I think that's really important here. So one other thing that she wrote is, if we don't create space for swearing, we might miss hearing important reflections and insights regarding important topics. I think that I really like her. Like, if we don't create space for small talk, we might miss out on their natural process and unfolding of deeping. Like, I just like, if you don't create space for little things, you're not going to create space, like space for big things aren't created. But for me, like, I really enjoy her. She brought her child to Hawaii for a month during school time. I think he's in like kindergarten or something. And she said, it's funny how the first question that people ask when they see him, don't you have school? And she's like, she just like, is like, it's so interesting how social media and like our culture is like why the fuck aren't you in school? And she's like, you don't think that my kid is learning more than school right now by being on a trip with his parents and doing adventures and being out in nature and like
and seeing a different culture
and different country. Like, so it's very like, what is education is like very different. You know what I mean? What is education is like being in a classroom and just seeing the letters that he probably already knows. And you know what I mean? Like there's different ways to like learn letters and learning how to write your name and learning. So I like really resonate with her. You know how I am about like that. Yeah. I always want to, especially education and that. I'm like, oh my God, there's so many different ways to like do life.
Absolutely.
Almost.
There's so many different
ways to do life.
I also love that because our kids, because of the job that we do, we have the flexibility where our kids come home from school. And I've seen so many opportunities where my kids' friends have been over. And because because they're comfortable around me and because I'm not listening, but I hear it, I've been given opportunities to really help them navigate social situations, which I'm so grateful for. And I know that wasn't really about this, but it's just taking advantage of those moments and not interrupting moments. Even when I feel like my kids are doing something wrong or another kids are doing something wrong, I'm not interrupting those moments. I'm like listening, I'm hearing how they're having conversations about it. And then after, I'm like, how did you think that went? How did that make you feel? Would you have done something differently? And I'm just so grateful to have that opportunity with them.
Yeah, no, it's important to just keep the conversation going. Just keep.
I say that to them all the time. I'm like, please always know that mom is here for you. I'm like your best friend. You will never be in trouble. Like I want them to feel comfortable to tell me stuff, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And I do believe that there's an important piece on our end where we need to learn how to regulate our emotions to be able to help our children. So I actually talk about that because we have a meeting coming up on emotional eating. And I want to talk, like I take a little bit of space to talk about regulating our emotions. And that honestly, if we do not learn as a culture to regulate our emotions and to be more emotionally mature, we're not helping the next generation. And when it comes to weight loss, it's almost like it makes it so much harder when we cannot regulate our emotions. We're going to go eat. We're going to go okay. So we have less than a minute. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. And we'll be back next podcast with sex confessionals or juicy sex stories. Goodbye.
Bye.